wider camera, right? They were there.
Like who?
Repeat.
Like who?
Well, persons who is not a public figure per se, but they are actually business owners within the
You mean some undecided?
I don't know if they were undecided or not, but I'm sure that they are fully decided now. They are, yeah, man. They are backing the MP and they are backing the Prime Minister. The mood of the crowd was awesome. Sorry, was awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody they listen attentively. Also,
yeah,
based on the reaction I'm seeing, everybody is ready. I can hear everybody on the outside. They are ready. Third term. They are fully backing their MP and they're ready for the election.
Squitty.
All right.
That is probably, I've been watching constituency conference for a very long time.
Wonderful.
And I can say hands down, that is one of the best organized conference that I've seen since I've been following politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Come, Chong Clois. Hello, Chong. Unmute your mic, my brother. Chong. Hello, Chong. Tap your picture and tap your mic.
He's on tea time. He's on tea time. Skip
I'm
it.
on tea time. All right. Navlet. You can unmute your mic, Navlet. Hello, Miss Navlet. Unmute your mic. Come on, we're going to take out Miss Navlet and Chong.
Yeah, she never wanted to come up, Squitty. She said she never know what she get in the box, yeah?
Yeah, we'll take her out. All right, me come move along. Sydney.
Yes, Squitty.
Yes, sir.
Squitty, you know the biggest laughter must be the Prime Minister, you know. First of all, the Prime Minister called upon his supporter, the JLP. Calling on all JP, said, I listen to me, JLP supporter. Demonstrate in their office at their workplace, in the street and call them out to demonstrate. And none of them answer him call. It was a very nobody answer him call. And if you listen to the Prime, I don't know if you hear it, but if you listen to the Prime Minister call last night, you'd realize that that must be a shame man today. Up to the JLP is foolishness. You see, understand me? So let me tell you, so he's on the JLP alone, on the JLP alone work. Let me tell you something, the biggest laughter.
Yeah? Sydney, the protest today, what you say? You get some pint out of that?
I know pints, big, I want to tell you, man, a big pints, man, quarts.
You get a bunks out of it?
I'm more than bunks, man. Watch it now, Squitty again.
Why you say that?
Well, come in, Squitty, come in, I don't want to forget this now. I don't interrupt your brother. Me tell you, so me still going to tell Squitty call me. Well, please give me that dignity of doing that. Squitty, let me go talk about the people know. The
you know where them not demonstrating.
The IC, well, I know, the IC, at them are the first and then send them report to the FIC. So the IC send the report to the FIC. So people not wrong. People not wrong, you know.
FID.
Yeah, all right. Them not wrong, you know. Because the IC send a report to them. For the investigator, the people not wrong. So what is big thing about?
Yes, sir. All I know.
And the IC send a report to the FID.
One in a protest board.
Dennis Strong don't have no qualification for what him do. Them hurriedly change the
you know they work with them already BNG.
No man, yeah. Don't quit you, man. I can't get the answer. If me go answer you ask me the same time again, you try time me up, man.
No, me ask you to know say Dennis Strong work with FI with Bunting them already.
No, me not care about that yet. Me soon come to that, man. Me soon come to that. Look here, man.
You work with the NSWMA?
Well, no, man. Not try time me up, man. Look here, man. Bunty, that man there, the man is no qualified. All right. First of all, he should have 12-year experience. He don't have that. Right? And a lot of more things. You know what they do? 2 weeks and take and water down the qualification.
12 years
12 year experience in what? 12
You
year
understand
experience
me?
in what?
Right?
12 year experience in what?
Brother, don't cross question me, man.
No, I would just want some clarity on what you said, brother.
Talk. I don't try. I listen to you, you know. Because
No,
you're going
no,
like
you
say
just said
you're
something
too
where you
smart. But to investigate the Prime Minister that sent the FID right? To investigate the Prime Minister. So when them put in this money now, you know, he must the head of it, no. He must just dash with them papers there and say no find nothing wrong with the Prime Minister. That is the generalship. Because you have people in the country who qualify, right? Who them could have handpick. If you say you put out tender and nobody not take it up, you could have picked out some people yourself. You understand me? So when you put in this man, no one have no experience of them things there.
Dennis Strong. Andrew or the Service Commission.
No, then all of them are same, brother. I government, you know. All of them are the government. The government.
A private people, them.
Say no, man. No, man. Don't say that, man. No private people can do that. And the government have to do it, man. If not in the prime minister himself, say like say you quickly go do that.
Then.
Eh?
When them a work for PMP for government, they go have service commission where like put the commissioner police and choose the head of the army and choose like Dennis.
And the government have to do it. Any one of them, whether PMP or JLP or government. No private people can come. Oh God, quit him, man. Which private people could have gone pick punish commissioner? Tell me now. So the big laughing stock at the government.
I see what they are. We are friend with one of them man in PMP for 20 years. You hear about that?
Yes, and don't the JLP ball it down and him have to back off. Don't the JLP said one ball, I'm glad you bring up
but that's a different thing. Can you clearly defend a politician?
Don't squitty, man. No squitty. Don't be bigger than that, man. Don't make it come like you take up your size.
Well, and so who said back off? He's still acting director of corruption prosecution.
But him not the head. Him acting. Acting is not the head.
But Sydney, you can't call a PMP virgin when know about the thing.
Then you know you may explain that well, you know understand what I say, man.
You don't understand it. You don't understand
man not qualify for the post, quitty. That's all you need to. The man don't qualify for the post.
You can't tell me
is he not qualified? Why is he not qualified?
Well, him just not qualify for the post. Him have 12 years experience.
What
right,
disqualified Dennis Strong from
him man just not have that, sir.
What disqualified him?
Because him not from the Pickers Guild committee.
No.
Because he's not a PMP. That is what disqualify him.
Him have one political funny thing behind him name too, where
what? No, man, that's not true, man. You can't consider that,
if he not qualify, or Porsche did hire him.
Eh?
Or Porsche did hire him.
There are different posts that you went going up, brother.
Yeah, but that's true.
You see this post I'm going to do, right? After investigate corruption, you know, brother.
But he's not the investigator, brother. He is going to be the director. Is going to be in an administrative role.
Yes, right? At the head of the corruption, the man are going to investigate corruption at the government and
all right. So Sydney.
So one time, man. Not for the Sydney.
Well,
so
let me ask you a question, Sydney.
Pretty. You understand me?
Sydney, let me ask you this question. So is it true that the PMP don't want him because Mocha and the FID is investigating the St. Catherine Parish Council, and the Kingston Municipal Corporation. And they fear that if he goes there, he is going to unearth the truth about those two organizations, including the Mandeville and the Westmoreland Parish Council.
And they have no one too.
No, because Mocha go there no find Mocha talking instead they don't find nothing.
When Mocha
said they don't find nothing.
But the investigation is ongoing. What you talking about? The investigation is ongoing.
Nothing like that. Mocha said they don't find nothing. Me you tell me 1 year, nobody not tell me that.
Is the investigation concluded? Was it concluded?
Yeah,
sir?
but then said they don't find nothing. Nothing is nothing.
Was the investigation concluded?
Yes, because you said they don't find nothing.
When?
That means said done.
When?
Then me hear because this. All right, look. When them go in, you see. When them go in the office. When they raid the office. Well, I know. Yeah, let me answer no man. When they raid the office, Quitty. And them come out, and the head of Mocha, said they don't find nothing, my brother.
So
and nobody come back and say, yes, me find something after time. So I will stick my word.
Sydney, I'm going to ask you a question. You have children?
Yes, man.
You have grandchildren too?
Yeah.
All right. What if they were to be listening to you now, right?
Yes.
And they were listening to you, and they listened to you, and they said, Grandpa, you know you're not speaking the truth. Why do you have to concoct so many lies? Is that how you want us to become, Grandpa?
But me not telling a lie.
Why don't you just... No, but you say you hear this thing out here 1 year and
no
such thing was said. No, Sydney, man, you have to speak.
Look here,
let me tell you something.
Don't make people laugh.
Sydney, I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to say this to you, Sydney. When you're a big man, you see, and you're having children and grandchildren, you have to set example for your children and grandchildren.
But I'm doing just that.
Come and make a fool of yourself and speak lies.
What do you mean,
because you have your children who are listening to you, who are ashamed of what you are saying.
Let me repeat. Let me repeat again. Let me repeat again. If you don't hear me. Let me repeat again and quickly listen on the people.
What is the qualification? What is the qualification?
Well, listen, man, let me repeat again. Let me repeat again. When Mocha, right, raided the office, and me watch them come out with what them take up, and when them come out, they said, can't catch you thing where you ask the brother. You know, I know you bring me to the argument, so you have me which one of them.
Oh, I
you bring me to the argument, you turn on, you say you're a grandparent,
all right. Go ahead.
No, sir.
The man come out and say, and not find nothing, brother, and take me to court. I hear the man say that. Take me to court right now, am I right name this? Feel me right name, I lie me I tell. Take me to court tomorrow morning. Me willing to go
Sydney, let me ask you a question. Do you know what they were looking for?
Then, well on there. No corruption businessman and thief. Money business and all that. Look for documents.
Yes, Orisha.
We need to stop in a whole discussion with these people. They not even know.
They're not. What you mean, sir?
We are just trying to show them up to the rest of the people who are listening.
Like
so
what?
they know the kind of people that the PNP has. The PNP has representing them.
What me do wrong?
Barry, hold on.
Yes.
Sydney, hold on. Squitty, these are the people. I must appeal to Jamaican people. These are the people who we are allowed to win to
vote for
the
us,
politician to vote for our future.
Just tell me when me wrong.
Everything what you say.
If you
me
don't
know, man, me know because me
all right, hold on.
Everything like what?
Hold on.
Squitty, I want to ask you a question. And Barry, may I ask you this question? And I think after this, if you want to take me down, you can take me down. Barry, if there's this myth about Mr. Manley of this revolution about education in the time of his tenure, where are the bright peoples? Where the senior bright people is?
You're just trying some little foolishness here, Tom. You feel the face up to not going to semantics.
Barry,
that's why you're coming. Come to me playing and play, man, and stop the semantics on the corner.
You know, The
That
truth
is
is,
it.
I heard
You have
Damon
tried some little
Crawford.
semantics
I heard
thing.
Damon Crawford
Allow the man
talking
to
about
talk
when
now.
you talk about PMP, right? PMP is the bastion of education, and JLP don't have any education.
Where are these
And I tell you
educated
something.
people?
I am trying to. I've gone to all the PMP lives and I've been listening to this PMP, and trust me, they are so gullible that if you tell them that Michael Manley was raised from the dead, they'll believe you. And he is going to be speaking in Montego Bay. They'll queue up in Montego Bay waiting to see Michael Manley.
You don't know. You're going to Michael Manley. We not talk Michael Manley and dead, man. None of that we are talking about. But you're going to suffer now. You run.
PMP's Messiah. No.
You see,
Sweetie,
look where you're going now. Who look
Sweetie,
foolish now, brother?
Sweetie, I'm going to free up
Yeah.
the box, but can I play the
Look where
video
you're
one
gone.
more time?
Look where you look foolish now. Look where you're going. You left
Le-
your bring down Michael Manley and dead and all and brazen and all.
Sydney, mute your mic. We have more people. We have at least 100 more people here. Mute your mic.
We have 216 people, you know.
Yes.
No, but
Mute
we
your
never,
mic.
never finish yet.
Mute your
Hold on,
mic.
hold on.
please.
No, Sidney, we don't need to hear anything
Yes,
more
Sidney,
from you.
Sidney.
Me know, man, you
Yeah,
can't
move
take it. Pretty, if you want to take me, you can't take me down, you know, no problem.
Nah, me not take it down.
Just
Me
mute
not
the
take it
thing,
down.
man.
PMP
What make,
talk to.
what make you so ignorant? Mute your mic, no,
I'm not
man.
ignorant, but you
Cool,
tell
man.
me foolishness, man.
Hold on, mute your mic, because Sidney. Mute your mic, because.
For the additional people who just joined, just listen to this.
Seemed confused about what exactly the protest was about and the functions of the FID. You have a placard saying Dennis Chong and what do you know about the FID? Well, I don't know. I don't know. But you know, I'm here for a change.
He cannot lead the FID. He doesn't have
You got black eye.
to lead the FID.
Why is it that
You see the man when I ask the question now, Mark, the blogger from Manchester. I'm that.
I know that.
for the agency itself?
I don't understand about the agency, but all I know is that the man only can account.
I know it was the organization.
But the man no wrong. The man no wrong, this one. I just account the man I deal with. Him no wrong.
Don't support you.
I can't hold your account.
Him no wrong.
Not the FID.
But the man no wrong, this one,
All
brother.
right, Sydney.
Why Chong was so? Because he's not qualified. Why do you say the agency is
Man no
corrupt?
quality.
Sydney, what makes you qualify?
Hold your
What was the
account.
qualification?
People no wrong, man.
That aside,
Man no wrong. What is accountants? What is accountants, brother?
For me,
All right, hold on.
You're going to free up the box, Smitty. You're going to free up
I'm
the
here
box.
one-
Well,
I'm here one
come
PMP
more,
just
one
to
laugh
look
some
with
more.
I'm here
Well,
one
there was
PMP just so you have to give me my talk, you
St.
know.
James. Well, you want to laugh later, we make you play it again.
No, but
Well,
what you laugh about? But the man no wrong. The man is a
When
accountant.
then? Well, on Sydney.
Eh,
When then?
Yeah.
man no wrong.
Yes, let me hear fire. Hold on, Sydney, mute the mic, little man. We soon come around to you. Yeah, when then?
Yeah, boss.
Waiting about the protest today.
Well, basically, when we think about the protest, from the minute them I tell the government about the 72 hours, me ask myself the question, who them are demonstrate against? Because the question, I know the government make the appointment, at the service commission, appoint the commissioner, police, and all of these people. So when them do that, them not actually demonstrate against the government. Them demonstrating against the people them that set up for make these appointments.
the body
Because
of
we
them
take it
kind
out
of
of the political arena and appoint people who every government depend from 1962 we have the service commission appoint people. It's not a political appointment. The government, the JLP don't appoint him, right? The man see the job, the man apply for the job, the man qualify for the job, right? Because if you are the head of the team, right? You don't have to do no investigation because you have 5 other departments who do the investigation. And that is what the PMP not looking at, right? So that a way them break down. And then when you look and see, them carry out some little old man. Today, some man with walking stick and all kind of something. it looked bad for them.
You think that was a conference more than a protest?
I think what I think is that them discover them not getting the attraction from the polls and stuff like that, and them really want something. So them figure say if them do that, you know, they might get a little news thing. But see, it not even work out for them, because if we are JLP and we are go out and we are going to demonstrate about something, me guarantee anybody asking other thing, we know exactly what we are demonstrating about. Them not even know what them are demonstrating about. So you go down there, give them a $5,000 and give them a Ganzi and then come up there. And them not know the reason why. Basically, you know, a lot of hungry people go there away from maybe the big fat belly politician there.
2,000.
2,000, well, near 2,000. Right? So that are really them problem. So it not really look bad upon the government, it look bad upon them. You know?
You come to check.
And then the next thing, him come in and him a talk about, you know, them are going to investigate the Prime Minister. He not investigate the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister have the thing a court say, now go before them. It will go before the court, because the whole idea with this is that them not certify the thing, and the Prime Minister say if you can't find a reason, then you no need to certify it. So I can't go to the court, tell the court say look at it, so you have a problem with it, and if not, them have to certify, and that way them a try fight again. So them not really fight the government. Them actually fighting against the system where we're set up for appoint people. And the same service commission appoint the commissioner of police.
That the PMP set up.
That the government set up from 1962. And I hit across all government. Now, if it happened to Dennis, right? Then at the end of the day, who else it now gonna happen to? Only time you get them go settle with somebody is when them figure say that was a person who recruit from the Picker Skill Committee. That's all them want, you know, because that's how socialists work. Them pick some people and then figure if I'm my people then it's all right for them they're in a position. But once you have somebody who, because me not really matter if the man a PMP or Labour, right, you know. As long as the man be fair, when something come up and if it come up against the Labour Party, then we expect him to rule fair. We not have a problem with that. The problem what we have is that the opposition wants to stay outside and determine who appoint who in this country. And it can't work. It just can't work. And them understand one of the things where them not understand. The full labor right we not think we did have one time. We are not them labor right there again. We're proud to be labor right and we're going to stand up for what we believe in. And that's what una can't understand. That's why una the dying few. Notice most of una who stand up for the foolishness where una there. Look on the crowd today. Look how much young people una see. Not a lot. Una the dying breed. And that are the problem with una. I still don't understand that. Una na have Jamaica birth certificate. Una na have the land title for Jamaica. Because una go and like say una own Jamaica. Una don't. Jamaica for all of us.
Me a shout out in our protest say Jamaica PMP country.
Well, that's where them they think all along. But the people them are show them say Jamaica are for Jamaican people. Because if we are fight for make the people them who slave with the years, over 200 years or 300 years down here, so to become we leader, then we have a problem. And all of them over there become lappy and become the house slave. And that's the truth about them. Because them used to talk about black man time. Now them how we say a black man time now, them start quarrel say we're racist. But at them they bring it up. And now we are saying to them, said, look, at the end of the day, this is what to not go for. When me hear the white man I talk about our four parents, which four parents them I talk about? Not my grandparents and great grandparents and them who fight for this land and die for this land and get nothing. Now we have to fight for our own. And you go come talk about your four parents. Your four parents don't know nothing about this slavery. Uno was the slave master. We were the slave. So when you come and chat like a little house slave, you know, I not even know what him I say. It hurt me. And I care what him say. Him still look like an idiot in my mind.
Let me ask you this. You think you get a bounce out of the protest?
Them can't get a bounce out of the protest. Because the thing about it, if you have a protest, then the first thing about protest is that you know exactly what you have a protest about. And as me say, you notice even when them leader talk, him not talk so much about the guy where them claims that them a protest, you know. Him talk about this government, this country need a change and it need a government to have, you know, him put in same thing because that are the whole idea. Them want to be seen.
That's right? Why I say coming like it was a conference.
It was a PMP gathering and try to get the news media and thing down there, and them did get it down there, but then again, our JLP them never shy if we go down there. And at the end of the day, we got more of the news bite than them. You understand? So even with that, because even this morning, when Nationwide go down there, you hear them talk about say, oh, Nationwide is on a judge them it want to see, like, you know, them I say them would have hurt judge if them see man them something. I mean, say them not understand say judge are gonna tell it as it is. We are gonna tell it as it is. And the day when the PMP could have called down people and tell them, say, boy, me come right that man just shut up and say nothing. Because you know one man to know who he is. We are not the type of people there again. We are who he is and we prove.
Me come back to the boxer man where you gone. Who want some PMP in our boxer?
No, I'm run gone.
Sydney, come back to the box man. All right, hold on this a Windell. CJ. Sydney, stay in our box, man. Don't go away. CJ, unmute your mic, brother.
Yeah,
hello, CJ, unmute your mic.
1 minute. Let me just say something to you, know. You know,
right, you can't run off and run back, you know.
No, me just say something to you, man. Me not
other people talk, man.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna show you something. You look, you know, right with so much PNP, so you have to make me talk with debunk them. Make you make so much labor right talk for me, you know, that no fear. Because me can't get to debunk them when I 3-4 them.
Yeah, but your time I go come run.
Yeah, but like what this man you talk on the live debunk him.
That's so much talk you want to
remember what he said. You can't remember what he said, you know.
All right, hold on. All right. We're going to make you answer them when they want to talk to you. Ruben.
Yes, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I hear you.
All right. These people, as I said before, they don't know what they're demonstrating about. In other words, they don't know how qualified Dennis Strong is and how many years of experience. I hear Sidney say he does now 12 years of experience. I wonder if he realizes what he's saying. Remember, you know, that this guy was the chief executive officer at Supreme Ventures, you know, Services Limited, you know. He served at some time there. He was director at Petrojam. I wonder if Sidney remember them days. He was the director. He's now the director at the Jamaica Football Federation. He was director at Wignan Wind Farms Limited. We keep making note of that. He was just chairman of National Solid Waste Management Authority.
Yeah, me that DBNG.
DND, BNG, So this man seemed to have 12 years experience. Where did he get that from? Didn't he have to come better than that, you know? Dennis Chung is more than qualified. The man is a chartered accountant, my brother. You know what it means to be a chartered accountant? That is the top ranking accounting position in any organization. So Sydney, you have to come better than that, man. You see, as was said before by, I think, Windell, he wanted a little attention. They've been getting a bunch from the polls. It was like a conference for them. As just as Quitty, it was a conference. And they were having traction from the polls and they're looking at a little attention. So the big wigs came out, Dr. Phillips, former health minister named John Jr. The whole lot of them came out. And
You see Omar Davis.
yeah, Omar Davis. At the end of the day now, this can be like a one-day thing, you know, because after this, nobody not going to remember anything about that. But I was impressed with what the Prime Minister said last night at the conference in West Central St. James. It's about time now JLP learn to stand up and don't allow the PNP to take the steps or to try to put us down. Remember, you know, that is their strategy, you know. Wear down the JLP by smearing the leader. Every time they come to smear. They did that to Bruce, they did that to Siaga, and now they're trying to meet with our present Prime Minister. You know, that can't be tolerated, brother. They have to stand up and let Jamaican people know the truth. Right, that's all I have to say for now.
All right. User. User 7487. Unmute your mic, user. User. I'm going to take out this brother here and put up somebody else. Hold on it. Give me a minute. Put up black. All right. I could start over now. We'll start from the top, come down now.
No, man, we want to talk to them, man. Just talk.
Go on and make me hear what you say.
Yeah, man. When them say 12 year, I know those 12 year, some little, this, me tell you already, this, you have 12 year, a prosecuting thing, there's not a prosecuting corruption, you know, man. Right, you must understand. I don't know little thing like what you said. Them solid waste, and they might be have a JUTC board and
Mr. Sidney, document about the position we published. Because obviously, because we don't want foolishness,
what you mean? But me put my statement
when the qualification published.
Make him bring out where myself. Make him bring out flame point.
You must be 12 year a prosecutor.
Reasoning this no Squitty, and I'm mash up your thing.
Squitty, make the man just stop, no man.
Well, what you say? Must be 12 years as a
you must be a prosecutor or prosecuting experience, right? Financial crimes. Corruption.
But
you can't take up a man, say a man when JUC.
Somebody are calling.
And we and this board, and we and that the board, the brother. This is what me tell you, I already said this a financial crime, corruption. So you just take up a man and say to a man, when they are this board and they are that the board him qualify and him this and him that. No. You have 12 years experience and doing that. Next thing again, I know.
Before we lose the chain attack,
let me finish. I'm talking. Why you cutting my talking? Let me finish your talk, man. The next thing you talk about the bunks, Quitty. You talk about the bunks. Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah, we're going to
the
talk about that.
PNP get the biggest bunks because JLP, me hear the Prime Minister call out the labor right them to come out. He said at the workplace, he said at the street corner up on the street, come out and demonstrate and stand up labor right. Me hear the man say that. And when me check, no we are around Jamaica. No demonstration now go and run Jamaica away from yourself.
Right, some of
So if we are work out, we are going
We
to
don't
go
hear
to
nobody.
the people them a work
We don't hear
out.
nobody.
Eyeglass
God
like
have
the
mercy. Get
people
the
my
man them
work.
again, man. Get the
People
man them
my
again.
eyeglass. People
Yeah,
my
Alright,
work.
alright. Hold on,
Just to go there,
Me
brother.
can't get the talk second man them.
But Sydney, did you have a camera around entire Jamaica to see
Me
that?
no hear me no hear no report. No report no come in. No report come in, brother.
Sydney, you are repeating yourself. Just
But
somebody
no
else.
report, then no, you ask me have camera on me, I tell you
Alright.
where me get my thing from. No report, no come
Alright,
in.
hold it there,
So not
Sydney.
like
Alright,
that.
Sydney, hold on there,
Squitty. I think I
Can't get
my
the
time
talk.
now, right?
Can't get the
Yeah, man.
talk.
Alright, Barry, your time now. We'll start from the top now, Barry.
Alright, Squitty, let me tell you. What we have is going on right now is a battle of the minds, as our Prime Minister put it. We have 222 people, 23 people listening to this live right now.
Amen.
And Squitty, these people, the overwhelming majority of these people, I would want to think that they are well-informed and educated people in their own rights. And having listened to this man who have just spoken, they would realize that if this is what we have representing the People's National
Big up
Party,
Philippines. Big up Philippines.
right? If this is what we have representing the People's National Party, then we are in trouble. And we are in serious trouble too. Because the kind of intellectual degradation that we have seen coming from the people who consider themselves the bastion of education, as put it by Mr. Crawford. And this is what their education turn out. Dog name or supper if we allow these people to choose for us. Because the way these people are gullible, the way these people take everything hook, line, and sinker, they would probably, I don't remember if you heard Squitty, there was this man, this pastor man, who actually got killed in a car accident when he took people down there and had people cut people's throat in their church, in his church, as a
Oh, yeah,
sacrifice.
the brother there.
Yes, I am sure, Squitty, if Mark Golden and Dayton Campbell and the rest of PMP come to some of these people and says if we get 20 black people and cut them throat, we are going to win the election. Some people will volunteer. This is how bad they have become brainwashed by this People's National Party. And Squitty, doesn't matter what this government does, or which government will continue to do. These people will never see anything except what the opposition leader tells them about the Prime Minister. I have never heard one of these people coming on one of these lives and telling you that we are so happy that the crime rate is coming down. Crime is down 44% since the start of the year. Murders rather. Down 44% since the start of the year. In James, which was the most murderous parish in Jamaica, in the month of June, we had one single murder, which is a domestic murder based on what was said. Right? If we didn't have that, we'd have had a month, one whole month free. And the Minister of National Security said we were going at least one a day. Right?
The month of May.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, listen on this live. When we look and we see what is happening on all fronts, we look at national security, education, health, water, housing, agriculture. We can tell you of numerous projects that is happening in Jamaica. And all these people are harping on is the fact that the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts and that somebody was appointed to the FID. He was, in my mind, is very qualified. But because he said nothing is wrong with having 28 bank accounts, right? Squitty, when I count up, I have about 24 or 25 bank accounts. Do I have money in all of those? Between here and in Jamaica, I have over 20 at bank account. Me have my daughters, them who have them bank account, my name on it. Me have my wife who has her bank account, my name on it. Me have sisters who have bank account, my name on it. But me have my bank accounts that their names are on, right? Me have bank account for my different engagements them. that my name and other people's name. So Squitty, if I were to get into public office in Jamaica, I have to declare all of these bank accounts, right? And somebody's going to tell me that I have 25 bank accounts. All of these bank accounts are not necessarily serviced by me, right? And so that aside, Squitty, the government would have, the Integrity Commission would have spent $31 million to do a forensic investigation, right, of audit of the Prime Minister's financial affairs. And to this day, they have not been able to release the report of the audit that they spent forensic auditor was, who they say did not exist in Jamaica at the time. And having completed the audit, they cannot produce the report, and they now have to send back to the local bodies who they did not have confidence in the first place to investigate the Prime Minister, right? To do these, to investigate again, and still not able to produce the report that the taxpayer paid $31 million to do. What was the finding of that audit, financial audit, that you went all the way in England to find the best minds in the world to investigate the Prime Minister and still couldn't come up with it? And because you did, and you know Mr. Selvin A would have demitted office, right? And so you wanted to make sure that the person who you're going to get to head the financial, the FID, right, was somebody who was chosen by the PMP or was a PMP, so you can get the kind of result you want. And because the person who actually gets the job is not somebody who is going to support your line of argument, you are now putting it out there in the minds of Jamaican people to say that we are not in support of this appointment. Because all you wanted was a PMP surrogate to become the head of the FID. So you can say that the Jamaica Labour Party is the government, but we have the power. Squitty, it is hypocrisy. It is bad mind. And when I hear this black man like myself come up here and I kill Andrew Holness, who's a poor black man like himself, it hurt me to my stomach to see how black people grudge and bad mind them own Jamaicans, right? And I see a little man in this life talking about my own life, and this is how they try to assassinate people's character.
That's right.
Right? Assassinate people's character. That is how they actually do their thing, right? Because in order to actually get their position across. Yes. But my life has been an open book in Jamaica. I have been a school principal, and I was at an elementary school. Before that, I was a parish supervisor for SDC in St. Catherine. I became a school principal at an elementary school, and I did 13 years, and my work is there to prove it. Squitty, you passed there and you see it. And I was elevated to becoming the principal at Eltham High School in Spanish Town, and not a single day a minute anybody here, Jamaica, anywhere, has called my name about any form of impropriety. Barry, because people, because so I am a public figure and I was in politics, and guess what? I live my life clean, because guess what? I am setting examples for my children, and this is how the PMP try to malign and undermine the character, assassinate people's character, and try to bring them down in order to get power. And let me tell you, I want all Jamaicans to stand up and fight. Guess what? When your children come up and it's going to treat them, malign their character, assassinate their character, and make sure that when they are finished, them can't have a job nowhere else because they kill them. And we not standing up for that. We can't take bad mind politics. We want a politics that stands up for all. And it doesn't matter who you are, whether or not you are PMP or Labour, if you're a Jamaican, when jobs come up and if you are qualified for it, you should be able to get the jobs. All right. And that is what we must fight for Jamaican. We must fight for the opportunities for all Jamaicans, not just for labor rights, not just for PMP, but for every single Jamaican. And this is what this Prime Minister is doing, creating opportunities for every single Jamaican, regardless of what your political affiliation is. You should be getting job based on merit and based on your qualification. And what I see is that we are going back to the 70s when Pickersgill was appointed to that committee to make sure only the PMP get jobs. We're not going back there. We are creating jobs. We want to say we have to import labor because employment has plateaued. We don't have enough people to work. So we have to go outside to look for people to work. And that is where we want Jamaica. It means that PMP would have gotten jobs, labor rights would have gotten jobs, and it doesn't matter what your political affiliation. So stop on a bad mind attitude, stop being gullible, and let us work to continue to build Jamaica. We are going to bring crime under 50%, over 50%. And when it happens, I want to hear what you guys say. Skit your land there.
All right. West Central.
What are they? Goody. What are they? Goody. I'm going to pick up somebody here, so you can't take me down. I'm going to pick up somebody.
All right. Go on, listen.
All right.
Yes, West Central.
Yes, Barry. I don't want you to make them dry out, Barry. Don't make them dry out. I need to say this. You said something about dog eating our supper. Let me tell you, if PMP should be tomorrow morning, we are going to be eating the dog supper. That is the turnaround. And we need to understand what is happening here in this country. It's a serious battle. It's a serious warfare. Right? PMP should be ashamed of themselves, especially Peter Phillips, who don't even have a proper heart in his chest. Right? He's been run by a machine. Why is he out there? He has never sat in parliament for at least 5 sittings. Right? And he's going to become protesting. They were standing at a particular so-called wall which they were supposed to complete, and they did not complete it. Squitty. Right? That Euro Circle wall was supposed to be completed by them, and it is not done. But yes, they said that millions were spent there. We can't see the result. We are still struggling with the PMP's bad management from the past, right? And if we allow them to, the country will be in a doom and gloom. Probably we don't even recover. Yeah? Now, based on what is happening, the PMP is now going around and accusing the government of things that they are guilty of. And they know that it is a struggle out here. Now there's a certain gentleman down here, he made a video some time ago, right? Aromatic, you know that you cannot come back to Jamaica. It is best that you keep quiet and stay in your little corner, right? Stay in your little corner and try to stay off the ground. Pretty more guns were found in Westmoreland earlier tonight, right?
They found gun tonight again?
More guns were found in Westmoreland with exotic animals as well. If you can pull up the observer,
how many guns?
There was no number. When I saw it, I didn't see a number, right? But guns and exotic animals were found in Westmoreland tonight. The PMP is trying all they can to round up their troops. And as Mark Bolin said that, he's supposed to get wicked and busy. These are the acts that they are going to come with. Yeah? These are the things that they come with, Squitty, and to put fear in our people's mind so that the people don't come out and vote, and who they can analyze, they will analyze. These are the plans, right? Barry said something earlier on.
So where them are going to try to bring back violent election?
That is what they are working to. When you hear Mark Golding say that he's going to get wicked and busy, what do you think? Huh? Those are things that they're doing and inciting violence. And because the Prime Minister said that the people should not be afraid, somebody is going to come out and say that the Prime Minister is inciting violence. We are not
stupid.
Yeah,
they must say that. But me not say that there.
We are not stupid anymore. Those, you see, back then when people don't have understanding and could not read for themselves, then yes, they run with everything they hear. No, people can read for themselves and people can. They cannot fool us anymore. And that is their problem. They're sad and they're upset within their mind and in their soul that, listen, people are being awoken from all of these deep sleep that they put them in. Even PMP seeing the light and turning. Yeah? People seeing the light. PMP people seeing the light and turning. They are moving away from those dark days that PMP draw on people. I respect the people in Jamaica who are doing the right thing here and move away from their wickedness, because PMP is no good for Jamaica. No good. They are here to destroy. Right? They only want things for themselves. They are going to come and create everything they can, and then they go right back to what they were. I want the people who are here now and can hear my voice and can hear the other well-thinking Jamaicans who's Jamaica. Don't let the turnaround come where you will be eating the dark supper. A land there.
All right. Where are you, Sean?
My time, Squitty.
Yes, I.
Boy, so much Barry and Western Chelsea. Squitty, you ever I look on Jamaica this way, right? We're gonna look on Jamaica as a house, right? I give an architect a house to build, and in the process of building it, I realized that the architect not building it the way it's supposed to be, right? And I take it and I give a different money, and I start to get the result from it. Would you change that person who are building the house properly to the man at first who was going in the wrong direction?
What you say? You think I come over low, man?
Sorry. Basically, me I say, is it you give a man a house to build, right? And in the process of building the house, you realize that the house is the wrong way. But I get a different person to build the house. And I start to get the result that I want in terms of the house start to just look like what the architect created to be, it should, or what it should look like, right?
Yeah.
Would you change the man who are giving you the result you want for the man who was doing it wrong?
No, not keep in mind where I do the right thing.
Right. So I look on Jamaica that way. When I sit back and I listen to Mark Golding question Mr. Chung, qualification and experience in the post that he occupied now, is it Mark Golding is qualified to become Prime Minister of Jamaica? Because if you're talking about years of experience and whatever you're talking about, then the people of Jamaica can sit down and look back and ask themselves, all of these things that Mark Golding are, he want to become Prime Minister. of the country, and the Prime Minister of this country requires so many different things and so many years of experience. Is it he have that level of experience and the level of technics, the level of expertise to become Prime Minister? I want Sydney to tell me which FID head have ever made the requirement pass FID director or head of FID who have ever meet the requirement that the PNP have asked for. None of them. None of them have ever met the requirement. It's that simple. But look on the protest today. You know why the PNP go out and protest? Because they realize that the poll that come out, they wouldn't, they'll never get anything from it that they want. So they want to be relevant and they always keep mobilizing. So they just say, Ewa, I will just get some people go down a circle, I will just put up a protest. Because I'm going to tell you this, you see, after today, after what happened today, you never hear nothing about them. After today, you never hear nothing more about Dennis Strong. They just want a team of people to mobilize to keep the PNP alive.
Nothing going to work today.
Eh?
You go to work today.
Keep. The man drive past them outside the protest, man. So,
teamwork today.
Say this to say, people remember saying sit down in the position. I guess what? It was just a show today to mobilize the people. We are not dead now, we are not in the wilderness. So come and go out.
In my opinion, I don't think Mr. Chung them not demonstrate again. We just call and call it
mobilization. Right. But squeeze. When I listen to the news and I watch the clips of the news and I see them questioning the people, what them outside in the hot sun about and screaming out them vice backs about them not even know why them out there. That not even know why them out there. I laugh about it, but we have to take a real sit back and listen and think deep because it's serious and it is sad enough with it. It's so sad that you're playing up on the intelligent and emotional and these people not even understand where it take place. Say just pull some people out of some area and just bring them to the Hudson and say, yo, get the shout out and say this. Is it Mark Wolin as a British citizen qualified to become the only white man in the parliament, in Jamaican parliament? Who Jamaican people is still unsure if he is a Jamaican citizen or a British citizen qualified to be Jamaica Prime Minister?
And can I show him birth certificate?
Is it I get to hear that Mr. McGregor applied for the post, but he didn't get shortlisted. So that's the reason why they were so. But I leave it to Mr. Chung because based on his past experience in terms of public and private life, he have done a very excellent job anywhere he sits in any chair, and we trust that he will do everything whenever the right comes. Whenever the right time comes. But it is a sad day in Jamaica, you know. It's so sad that people not even look on it the deep like how I'm looking at it, because these are the people, if we go to vote, you know, are them people already to choose who, you know, who's supposed to lead, you know.
They have to be bigger.
I see PNP, I see a well-known black of the PNP, and this man is a man who there and a host 200 and 100 people at the time, you know, and they ask him when out their protest fine, not even know the meaning of when out their protest fine.
Big up on yourself.
We soon talk to you, John. Well on it.
So I not even want to be long with you. I just say this to say Jamaica. Just where we're coming from as a nation. Look how far we're coming from as a nation. Look, I'm not going to tell you that everything is bright and pretty and sunny, but guess what? At least we'll make a step. I will see. We can see with the two eyes. When the people are believing that the country make a step forward. You can see it with a bare two eyes. The country actually make a step. You can see it with the
with the beer too high that the country is making progress. You can see with the beer too high that the country are developed. You can see with the beer too high that the mind of the people have been a change and them a think critical and them a think the right way.
All right. Well, that's a ratio. Windell.
Yeah, Chief. As my president did I say about the house a while ago. And just to tell you something that I have a bridging of mine was working in a house. And you know, the house did spoil and him go there and him chop down and him start fix up the house and the house look good. So the man who owned the house in next door never come ask him say, you know, like say how much him have for work and like him I tell the man. The man I said, no man, we can get somebody else to work on the house cheaper. So them fire the man to work on the house good and give the man way cheaper. But you never know get the man for him is because the boy spoiled the neighbor house and for him house I look too good. The man say, boy, you can't afford for this man house look good and for him that look good. So he get the same man who spoiled for him house to come work on the house. And when the man spoil him house now, the people them ask, so what about the man who did that fix up the house good? And the man say, boy, that time house don't spoil already. So we just say, these are the PMP in a how them do things. Them all they are talk about. Me hear Peter Phillips say something today. We have problem with the banking system overseas for transfer. And if this man get the job, it will be worse. We're rated now as far as banking system better than any other time in the history of this country. Or we say for the last years, right? Because we have a finance minister we did see to it that we come off away them what I call the blacklisting. And people not even understand that. The other day, with the crime going down, our tourism was at tier 3 and the watch list of America. Now we come down to 2. Nobody talking about that. And you hear people talk about how the country are the worst in a 30 years. Me hear all a businessman. Because me, you know, the construction and furnishing business. And me hear him come up and him talk about the country in the worst state in a 30 years.
And this is buy foam again.
Eh?
Nobody now buy foam again and sponge again.
Because people decide say they want to live better, we can live better. And we will live better in a certain way. But the problem with them is that them believe in a them head that if you keep the man poor and you scrape crumbs give and he eat now, then at the end of the day, him children and him grandchildren, them are go hungry for years and them are go come up in the same dependency syndrome where them depend on the politicians for scrape crumbs give them. We are said to them that say, we not helpful for wait and crumbs. We are they say you can be your own man, you can build your own business, you can get a job, and you can come out of poverty. That's all the government saying to them, you know. When the Prime Minister said when they matter about him house, him say me want piece of a bill house, and when we build them house, we want them leave stealing at the top, so people know so them are gobs. Right? That's the type of hope you want to give people. There is no hope over that side. Right? Only thing you can hear them talk about. You can rent a house and then own it and rent to own and then take it. The JLP they come up with that before and them see there's a whole heap of problem because renting a house sometimes is a whole heap of problem. And you know Jamaican, if you give them mortgage for a house and it's a certain place, them pay for a couple of months and then them stop pay. Right? So you rent them. So we now have a vision for this country. We have a government with a vision, and our vision not only touching Kingston and St. Andrew, it touching St. Thomas, it touching Portland, it touching St.
Worldwide.
Right? It's a island-wide thing, and we try to tell them, say, we are not like them. We understand where we going as far as the country is concerned. Them don't have a clue because them don't know how to run. Believe in that giving some people something and some people out there so I got dead for hunger. But it no matter. As long as see them people get the job and get the food, then them alright with it. Because as far as them concerned, a peace social is supposed to live in this country. We can't have it that way. Right?
All right. Well, that's a win then.
Okay.
Yeah, Sydney.
Yes, no, let me say, when you look on this government here, when look how backward we gone, how much years we gone backward. If you know, say they...
Anyway, me road, you know, come America, I'm there, I'm going to refer that man. I better go talk on something where right now. Trust me.
Yeah, man, you're going to talk soon, you know, John.
Yeah, but I'm going to say right now, I will just continue with me. Little more, because I better, you know, ready. You know,
Yeah,
talk your talk.
Come listen down. Look come and listen to man. I'm wait time by time to talk about Pretty warm to you can't control the man them.
What John, make him done make him done start, John.
Every time you go talk the man and interrupt because the truth and it someone. Look at this now.
Yeah, make him talk, man.
Get the country grow 2.9%.
Where?
And now the country is at 0.8%, not even 1%, you know, grow. Oh, you get the dollar at 100.
Well, we share that was 2 point something. I'm gonna Google it.
Look from 2015 to 2016 early.
2015
in a Porsche Sims government. Look what was the growth figures.
Yo, this love this is needy.
What was the growth figures?
I'm going to still, but I really one rum. Listen.
Hold on before you start laugh. It said in 2015 the Jamaican economy experienced a growth of 0.8%.
No, man. No, disrespect. No, you can't tell me that.
Mr. Sydney, election call, vote Michael.
2.9% growth. You can't tell me that.
That man. Where give a laugh?
No. No, that.
Everybody laugh.
You can't think I'm not going to laugh because you try to lie.
Mr. Sydney,
Lie you tell, man.
Mr. Sydney, when election call, vote Michael
And
Manley.
two me that, all right. Let me say, I'm not joker.
Not go so Sydney. Not go so brother.
I said, not go find it. Patrol to me that phone brought down your door. Listen me now, man. Listen me now. This prime minister. This prime minister. No, man. A foolishness here tell me quickly. This prime minister don't.
So we are going to read that foolishness.
Say after 9 years.
Man, old man.
The road is a disaster. This prime minister.
You're a bad man, old man.
Michael.
Good night. I'm not tell you. I'm not recommending. And I use for that, you know, after one now. Well, man, I'm going to St. Thomas, right? And over the years, they have we as a parish, right? And this prime minister, in a talk with them, a show with them. And every time you hear PMP have this talk about time come for what? The country again. That's all the time come for, right? PMP don't have no plan. All them I use is strategy. And I talk what the prime minister do and what him not do. Then I talk what them are going to do, right? PMP don't have no plan. Imagine too much rum, I'm a pure madness.
Star, man.
You must
The
have
Black
fear, man.
Virgo.
Yo, Arrow, coming at the box.
Me a work hard with that
Vote
man. Big up on
Michael
yourself.
Manley.
Hold on, big up on yourself and do the right thing, right? Because Jamaica, it is going in the right direction, right? Best Prime Minister Jamaica
Tell
ever seen.
Mr. Sydney.
And I was
Yeah, go down there, go vote, my brother.
Me want to do that. Me want to do that. Me have to do that. Me have to do that. You got me, brother. But me I tell you, who know have sense and Jamaica people been awake. Them a get out. Them a wake up. Then I believe in the old politics. You know, say a pure old people come up to them and
But John,
you
the,
know that, man.
the people who stood up, hold on, the people who stood up said time come is Omar Davis, Peter Philly, all of them people who mash up the country. I can tell you, say,
Simple, brother. Simple, brother. Simple. I mean, so I want the people to do the right thing because any back in PNP like this, may I tell you to say, yo, hey, it's only a madman do the same thing and get a different result. Right? You can't keep do the same thing. Who are you gonna put back in there? The people that will do the same foolishness. Me in my 40s, right? All I know about is PNP party. Basically. If I can tell you. I nowadays things happen. The man not talk about the man do it. Make you see. Right? See, send them out there. Take for example, in our day when the crime rise up, they might blame the government. When the crime gone down, then they might say, well, it's not the government responsible for the crime and go down. It's the police and the whatever. That's a bad mind, man.
Then the government give them a tool to work with.
Come on, man. Hey, JLP and PMP, you have to sense my PMP, you know, but what? They believe in the old politics and the directness. No, foolishness. Anyway, big up on yourself. I just run me around show. I'm just sitting here. Somebody I'm just stopped by. You understand? So, big up on the time to the right thing.
Sydney.
Sydney,
yo, Dancy, coming out the box. Come and see your for chat. Coming out the box, Dancy.
Bless up yourself.
Yeah, man. Bless yourself.
All right, John.
Cool. Yeah, man.
All right. Yes,
I think the police them. I think them should have lock up Mark Golden and Dayton Campbell, you know, because these are the people where they might lead down to the hell.
All right, I could hear from Dr. Sam now.
Good night. This is crazy.
Good night, brother.
What I want to talk about real quickly, I was listening to another talk earlier today when I got a break, and there was a 17-year-old kid on there. I think he's called Neighborhood.
Neighbor, right?
Listen, man, this 17-year-old kid runs circles around a lot of us. This little boy was able to, with the Caribbean economy, and was able to show where Jamaica have one of the best economy in the world today. And what I really admire about him is like he was begging us as adults to do the right thing. He's saying, I'm 17, I cannot vote, but I'm begging you folks who can vote JLP. And
I see coming out the box, so I'm sending an invite, you know.
This little kid was just so articulate. He was well researched. He took time out to get his facts together, which I think what a lot of us need to do instead of just coming on and just, numbers that we hear from somebody else. I just want to piggyback, just to go back a little bit about this machine, this drill that came into Jamaica. One of the things that this drill is going to do for Jamaica is that it's the first in the English-speaking Caribbean, I believe, to get one of those things. Now, listen, persons from all over the Caribbean were going to come into Jamaica with their children so that they can have these surgeries be done. And one of the reasons why the PNP was so upset about this thing is that it is going to take our health care and our health of professionals to a different level when the world find out what Jamaica is doing with these surgical procedures are concerned. So that is another thing. That's why they came out now to try and throw a lot of stuff against the wall and just hoping that something would stick. So That is one of the things that's going to start happening. So to throw a lot of doubt around it and all of that kind of stuff, that is just what we call in telecommunication, we call that white noise. That's just a whole heap of noise that does not have any credence here. And to be and for the gentleman who's saying that this Mr. Chong is not qualified for the job, if you know anything about hiring, whenever a company is going to hire, they put out certain things that they're looking for in candidates. For example, they need 5 years experience in this, 4 years experience in that, and so on and so forth. It does not necessarily mean that the person that they are going to select have to have minimum 5 years. I got job already that I have zero experience in. But what did they do? They took time out to train me, to coach me, to bring me to the point where then I'm qualified for the job. And so what is the difference between having 12 years experience to 10 years experience? It's not a big difference. And when you look at this gentleman's qualification, head of marketing, accounting for the Caribbean and so on.
Yo, Dr. Sam, shut your mouth up, you stupid idiot. Nigga, I'll slap the shit out of you, man, again.
Brother, come out of the box, man. Come out of the box.
Well, I know what I do to get what I have, so I don't even let those kind of guys do whatever. Let me just read something here. It says here that this guy is a chartered accountant. He completed his Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degree in accounting in 1987 and 89, respectively, at the University of the West Indies, and a certified accountant exam in 1990 in California, USA.
Where's that Batty boy that joined earlier? Man, I'll speak you, Batty boy.
Yeah.
Right. So this gentleman here is formerly the CEO of Supreme Ventures Limited. He currently the chairman of the board of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, and hold the positions of director at Petrodram, director at the Jamaica Football Federation, director at Wigtown Wind Farm, justice of the peace for the parish of St. Andrew, chairman of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, chairman of the GK Capital Management, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica, and past director of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of the Caribbean. Now, if you look at all the other four persons who held the position, this gentleman seems to be more qualified than all of them. So not because he does not dance to the beat of your drum, doesn't mean that you're going to go out there and put the country on a knife's edge. Look at where we are. Like we said, we've just been gone to tier 2, coming from tier 3. That's where we've gone to now in terms of travel. And now you want to bring out this thing. It could have gone sideways today and for all the wrong reasons. Now, on this gentleman or this guy who wants to be the prime minister wants to bring the country into violence. Oh man, we can't have that. So folks, let us listen to the voice. The Bible said that the little child shall lead them. Let's listen to the voice of that 17-year-old today and just do what he said, because he is talking about, he's begging us to protect his future. He's begging us to protect his generation that is coming behind us. I'm going to land here for now.
All right, sir. All right. Ruben.
Yes, my brother. The thing, one of the things I want to go back to is the IC report. Because I didn't read all of it, but I read some of it, and I got a chance to listen to people who commented on the IC report and, who brought some facts that the normal man wouldn't necessarily see in the report. As a matter of fact, most of the people used to talking about the IC report. They have read it, and they are only depending on what other people have to say, especially the PNP hierarchy. But it's pretty obvious, goodly people, that the IC has made itself a tool for the PNP. you notice it was Mark Golden who actually framed the law itself. As a man who is in the law, is a law person. He framed the law, framed it in such a way to get to the JLP or to get to the JLP administration. Because nobody, for example, when somebody makes a complaint, do we get to know these, do we know who these people are? Because people are free to make complaints, but you don't know who these people are. And it brings the question now, it reveals the question now, or it brings the question, how sure or certain can we that what the IC says is complaints is really complaints? Has everybody ever really thought about that? Are we taking the IC's word for it and
That's been my question.
take it for granted like that? So it's obvious it's under 28 bank accounts. The IC knows better than that, The IC knows that the 28 bank accounts are not together bank accounts, Some of them are investment accounts. As a matter of fact, some investments, when you make an investment, you have to have 2 or 3 bank accounts to associate with that investment. What the IC did not tell people is that all of these bank accounts were active. They just throw 28 bank accounts, allowing for the PNP and the ministers who follow the PNP start talking about 28 bank accounts. For what? What was the purpose behind that? To make it look like Andrew Holness is suspicious. To make him look suspicious. Why would he have 28 accounts if he wasn't dealing with millions of dollars? What if you guys understand what I'm trying to say? The thing is, and you notice it has not reached anywhere. The fact that it has not reached anywhere now because the fact that the IC has now to the FID and the tax authorities of Jamaica, tax administration of Jamaica, it means then that what they have come up with so far has not been able to incriminate the Prime Minister. So they're now turning to the FID and the tax administration to do what? I mean, if you run a business, if you have investment business as a company, wouldn't the tax administration of Jamaica already have some kind of connection with your business? So what is new now that would come out that the tax administration does not already know about these businesses that are conducted by the Prime Minister? So, I thought about the whole thing and I said, boy, look at it, these are under the former chairman, that pastor or
PNP surrogate.
Is a PNP surrogate was seen on a campaign bus when Portia Simpson was Prime Minister. And it is, it's really this, it really hurt my stomach, when I see these guys come out and say all these things. What they're really doing is provoking the Prime Minister, trying to get him to react in such a way that people will begin to suspect that something is really going on here. But see, the last conference, was it West Central? St. James?
St. James, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, St. James. We saw the Prime Minister had to come out and put his foot on the ground and say, enough is enough. Because if you follow these people, brother, these people are just here to provoke and to make people get upset, brother. But the Prime Minister has been keeping his cool. He said it. He's been keeping his cool. He's not falling up in these people.
And ordinary people with a buckle, an ordinary man with a buckle under the pressure that they've been putting on him, but he's strong.
He's strong, man, have broad shoulders, brethren. So I'm saying now that You know, I'm yet, and what even makes the whole thing look fishy too, you know. It is the government that is paying the IC, you know. 1 billion is the budget, right? And they took 31 million from that money and paid an international forensic auditor to do some checks on the PM's assets, liabilities, and must be income. And you know, what was the conclusion? Man said there was nothing untoward against the Prime Minister. He found nothing to incriminate the Prime Minister. And he did not even mention that, you know, to the Jamaican people. As a matter of fact, they did not attach that report to the report they sent to Parliament, you know. They have kept that in the dark because once Jamaicans realize what this international audit firm has done, and which is, I mean, if they could trust that company to do that with $31 million and are not prepared to give a report to the Jamaican people, what does it say? They don't for the Jamaican people.
Yeah, they need to pay back the money to the Jamaican people.
Yeah.
Want to give us the report? Yeah.
It's taxpayers. So I think the Jamaican people, I'm confident enough to think that the Jamaican people, the sensible Jamaican people, know what is going on. You remember, you know, Peter Phillips used the same strategy of corruption against the Prime Minister, you know. And we all saw what
saw the results, yeah.
It never made a difference. And the recent polls are showing that Jamaican people are not concerned about those things. They want them road, they want them water, they want jobs, they want
crime down.
Yes, and down, brother. Crime is, to me, crime is worse. What of all the little things you have to tick off? Because at the end of the day, there's no guarantee that when you leave your house, you can come back in because of how bad the crime was.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that to say, that's why I want to leave this thought that Jamaicans, we need to wake up, whether you're PNP or JLP or no. We need to be so unbiased that we can look at the facts and make a decision either for that guy said him not really understand what is going on. You know? He's just talking from the top of his head. He doesn't have the figures and he doesn't know what is really going on. Brother, sometimes we're not seeing everything what the Prime Minister doing, brother. The amount of development taking place in Jamaica right now.
We can't keep track of it.
Can't keep track of the amount of work the man are doing, brother. And Jamaicans can't see this. Oh God, that might like a piece still for tonight.
Hold on there, son.
Squitty, before you Squitty, before you go to connecting.
Yeah.
Squitty, you listen to the labor rights and when they come on this platform, speak very intelligent. I want us to make a comparison between PMPs who come up here and the labor rights who speak, and go on any platform and make the comparison and see the kind of argument and the level of intelligence that comes from the labor who speaks on this platform. Every single labor right, regardless of his diction, his pronunciation, or his command of the English language, when they come here, they speak with facts and they speak very intelligently. Listen.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense, yeah.
Yes, sir. Connecting the dots. Connecting the dots. All right. Let me hear from this brother where they're talking.
No, tell him to click on his picture. Click on his picture, connecting.
Yeah, connecting. Click on your picture. Click on your picture. Big up Bowler Crime. Big up Paper Crane. Yeah. I could hear from Major Kirk. Talk a whole heap of thing in our chat a while ago.
All we say are positive.
Yeah, your time for talk.
Is
I could hear about
you do, me do English, me do maths in English. And all of what you guys saying are totally rubbish. You are influential people who try to influence the fools who don't have no knowledge of education. Listen what me saying. I'm not trying to waff this, but as the way me on a class PMP people and the whole away country good for the country. And if you do maths in English, you can see the bottom line easily. So me I say, we not talk about integrity and who thief money. And the biggest thief there right now in the whole world headline and at the Prime Minister. The most corruption coming from the leader right now. Listen to me, I'm being fair and I'm gonna be fair and make my points. If it wasn't for integrity, Andrew Holness would stand in that office for the next decade. But because of integrity, he have no say. You see, when I talk about bank account and if everything people from PMP party or affiliation say something about the Prime Minister, all of you tell him to suck him money, no sense and in bad mind and in whatever. You understand? Me don't understand Jamaican people. Listen to me. Is there only one person is there only one party in this country?
You can't come in at the box and talk about the Prime Minister. You can't come in at the box and talk about the Prime Minister thief. Oi, me not gonna down that.
Yeah, because all of you love labor rights, and because of that it hurt your spirit. But whatever hurt your spirit is the truth. Truth have no friend. Truth have no friend. And because truth have no friend, it becomes a problem. Then why you put me if you don't want my opinion?
Don't put the man live at disrepute, brother. Don't come do that.
Because if you're not talking good about labor rights on this platform, you have no say.
You should have, if you don't have nothing else to say, brother.
Understand? I have my opinion. None of you who were in this box can tell me how to talk. Because I have my opinion. And I have my eyes to see and I have my brains to listen.
What the Prime Minister keep to know? What the Prime Minister keep for?
Listen to me, I don't look straight argument. I'm not going to straight argument with you. Because the whole world already know when thief. So me not going to explain that to you again.
Major.
You understand? Squitty, are you me attack and are your platform? Everybody come on your platform. Everybody come on your platform.
Answer me, brother, me talk to you now.
Eh?
You hear me?
Yes, Squitty.
What were they protesting today about?
No, I'm pertaining to this. I'm pertaining to whatever they are saying in the box. I don't know about today.
No, man, the protest today. You live at Jamaica?
Yes, I live here. Right. Do you think everybody know about the protest today, what happened in Jamaica? We all have business to do and go to work. You must see where you are see. Because you live on the platform
what they were protesting about.
Huh?
What were they protesting about? What were they protesting about?
Listen to me. I wasn't on the media for today, so I don't know nothing about the protesting. I was only making a point to what all of them. You know what I'm saying, right? I'm only pertaining to them.
You're in a PMP, you should have the Euro Circle, man.
Eh?
You should have the Euro Circle today.
No, Prick Squitty, I never put on a PMP shirt yet. You hear me say Squitty? I never put on a PMP shirt or a band for my hand.
You know, say, you know, so to know.
I never. Listen to me, my whole family, my mother, listen to me, my mother, my father, and my family, most of them are labor right. None of you greener than them. Hear me tell you that? So when me have my point or my opinion in the box, it's stupidness people attack because they love politics. Want to hear positive thing talk on the media if me I listen to a man platform. More hear sensible thing talk. And
So
when you do that in English,
you're not so sensible right now.
Where you talk makes sense, Kirk?
What?
Because you talk things where you have no proof.
What did I say when I have no proof of?
No, you come accuse the Prime Minister saying thief. This and that you have no proof. You don't have follow.
Me have no proof. So hold on.
What kind of proof
What
you
the
have?
Jamaican media is for?
No man, stop
What
following
is the
media, man.
Jamaican
Media
media
not
for? Eh?
Where's
The people in America and in England and all the world, them not no proof, but them can see it. It not no sense. You know why I want to come box? You see all of you in the box, you are insulting the intelligence of the Jamaican people because you feel like you are sense and know more on the people.
You know
That's
what
why
is
you are make point and I discriminate the people because you have no sense or you sensible more.
You know what
there
is
are two parties in the party.
You know what is sad, Kirk? People like
you understand?
Always ask for intelligent people, but you yourself is very much dunce. That's the problem is.
What you find dunce about me? Tell me. No, since because you are labor right now, and because I'm in your box, I'm gonna be dunce for you. So tell me what am I done for? What me put on the platform when me sound dunce? You explain to me. No, Squitty, you have to shut up. Squitty, you have to shut up now. I make this man answer.
Shut up on him platform, brother.
No, but listen me. You are saying something you want to with you. Because you are the bright one. I'm going to hear you explain something to me. Which is...
Hold on, him can't face me. Let me hear him I say.
Yes, what me I say? Squitty. Yes, all right. May I listen to you, Squitty? Because I mean, I listen to nonsensical people.
Who is Dennis Chung? Who is Dennis Chung?
I don't even want to know who is Dennis Chung.
You don't know.
No, personally, I don't.
What is FID? What FID mean?
I forgot. Because I'm not that political.
Leave the talk there. Leave politics out there.
Listen what I say. You can't laugh because
no, man. Listen to social media.
In your corner. You're not like that. When me I go to school, you know. It's when me I go to school. You see like when you laugh. Me I go laugh after you all life. Listen me now. See the way you laugh today. Me I go laugh after you all life. Alright, give me a time. You see when me I go to school. When me drop out of high school. Me drop out. And not because me done. I become my parents couldn't send me. Well, hear what me I say. I become my parents couldn't send me. And I ain't a labor right time. This is what me I say. You see what me I say. You see what me I go to school. In a labor student in my class board house at the same size dearer than a concrete house. And everybody laugh after me at school days. And you are do the same thing right now. I go and laugh after all of you. Soon.
Squitty.
Because we don't have discrimination for the people. We don't have nothing else. Only discrimination.
Anyway,
earlier on,
move on.
Hold on, Alex. Squitty.
Ask me some things where not relevant.
Mute him,
not relevant to the government. Who is Dennis Chung?
Hold on.
None of them. So,
Kirk, for your
brother.
Earlier on, you know, I told you earlier on that today it was a release at the comedy bus. A new 2.0 comedy bus 2.0 released today. See next one reach here. Go on through, Alex.
All right, Alex, your time. Let me hear you, Alex. Unmute your mic, Alex. Alex, unmute your mic. Yeah, let me hear you.
You see a protest are going to Europe Square today. But by any idea, nobody knows that.
I'm not talking on the mic no man, now hear
All right, the protests that were going on today. Euro Square.
Euro Circle.
Euro Circle. Yo, if people don't understand, they don't know what they protest about. You know, so we have a problem though. Have a problem in Jamaica, yeah. Because,
big one.
Yeah, man, because listen, you know, when they ask people what they protest about, they say they don't know. So you want to tell me say if I didn't type of people it will be a serious thing though.
Scotty, we want to play this again, Scotty. Make could play again.
Look into it good.
Yeah. Well on the Alex, West Central St. James. You can play it again for now.
Is it ready?
Yeah, man, ready again, man.
Well,
everybody mute.
Seemed confused about what exactly the protest was about and the functions of the FID. You have a plan saying Dennis Chong and the FID. What do you know about the FID? Well, I don't know. But you know, April change.
He cannot lead the FID. He doesn't have the qualifications to lead the FID.
Why is it that? What do you understand about the agency itself?
I don't understand about the agency, but all I know is that the man only can account.
No, it is an organization.
only account.
Politicians to declare the assets. Chong don't support it.
Man can only account.
Why Chong must know? Because he's not qualified. Why do you say the agency is corrupt?
No, they don't investigate no crime. They're investigating corruption.
That aside, the PNP protesters are still confused about
Man. Exactly. So
Man can only account, man.
Brother, this is the serious. This man is this man I try. He's like he hungry for power. He has something up in sleeve, brother. He has something up in sleeve, and people them open up their eyes, you know. They see that something coming up.
Major, you have to talk and you don't know who name that means you don't know nothing about Jamaica.
So we then
you
do now.
Jamaica, you don't know who is Dennis Chong.
Exactly. We then do now. Then bring out.
You don't know what is the FID.
They bring out. They support them. They deal with it. Make the boy. I hold Jamaica against it and race. Me I say.
But them never demonstrate against the man. Me no hear nothing. Them gone and work.
Yo, John Oster. Yo, trust me.
Them demonstrate while the man are enjoying work.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man. Yo, that's a serious problem, man. Them better open their eyes. Trust me.
All right. Well, on the Alex, where you from? One Blacks. Blacks. Unmute your mic, brother. Blacks, unmute your mic. Hello, Blacks.
Squitty, you can give somebody else my box. Connecting. I don't know if he's still there, but
Connecting. What mic, man? Touch your mic. Touch your picture and touch your mic. All right. You jump out Western. All right, me put you up a brother here. Where they are, so.
All right, Scotty, I'm gonna take one more. I'm take one more bite and then I'll get a shower and go on it. Scotty, I want to bring the attention of the Jamaican people. Right? Mr. Dennis Strong has never is a justice of the peace like myself. Right? And as a justice of the peace, you have to uphold high standard in your profession. You have to be a community person who is of high upstanding qualities. Right? Isaac Buchanan cannot be a justice of the peace because Squitty was convicted of drug running and served 10 years in a United States prison, right? and was chosen by the People's National Party to represent in West Portland, in East Portland, right? Now, he qualified to go into the House of Representatives to make laws on the Jamaican people. Laws that will affect even the position that Dennis Strong is going to be holding. So he is going to be somebody who can vote changes to the FID, right? Which means that his position is higher than that of Dennis Strong. Dennis Strong has not committed himself in any way, shape, or form, but all he did was give a personal opinion on how he feel about a statement or a sentiment that was being banded around about the Prime Minister's 28th bank account. And he gave an explanation based on his expertise.
Hold on. Kirk.
Yeah.
Kirk, may you go all a reason because sometimes Squitty, sometimes you have to try to get down. You have to try to go down to somebody.
Let Barry done now. Yeah, man, we soon
Let me
talk to you.
finish, brother.
Hold on. Let Barry done.
Based on his professional based on his profession, right? Experience, he said to everybody in Jamaica, listen me, 28 bank account. Nothing is untoward about 28 bank account. Right? And I give you a personal experience. I bought a car, right? And I borrowed the money from NCB. I opened an account, right? And it was accounts they opened. One that I paid the money into. And when I pay the money into that account, one from a percentage of that money goes into another account called a compulsory savings account. So automatically, by just borrowing that loan, I opened 2 accounts with NCB. Right? So over the years, while paying the loan, I paid the loan into one account. The other account, that is the compulsory savings, I did not have access to, but my name is on it. I cannot do anything until it was. I have to go into the bank at any time if I want to make any transaction in that account. And I didn't even know that. Honestly, I never knew that until I finished paid for the vehicle. When I finished for the vehicle, I went into Jamaica in December to collect the title for the vehicle. The lady said to Mr. Martin, you have some money here in an account. I said, what do you mean money in an account? He said, yes. I said, how much money? He said, 38. I said, he said about 38. So I said, 38? What? I mean, he said, I have $380,000 in that account. Quitty, I tell you something. I was completely shocked. And when the lady told me that she was going to transfer the money to my account, I didn't even believe it. When I actually got out to Gutters, it was in Olav that I went. When I went out to Gutters, I stopped at a gas station right at Gutters and put my card into the machine to check to see if money was actually deposited in the account. Because I didn't know. So I'm just saying this to say, Scotty, that, and this was not the first time something like this happened to me. I mean, I probably may have had a situation where I borrowed money for business purposes where I had to pay back the money into a particular account. And when I borrowed that money, that account was open to facilitate that business. Right? So, and all he did, Scotty, at the time was to just give an opinion on what he thought. And because it was not necessarily in favor of what the opposition was saying, they thought that he was in support of the Prime Minister. But I'd like to say to everybody listening that the position that Dennis Strong took, and Scotty, you probably could play it again, was never in any way, shape, or form supporting or not supporting the Prime Minister. All he did, or all he said, was that he never thought that anything was untoward about somebody having 28 bank accounts. And from that statement, right, you are going to say that this man is not qualified because he made a statement that was not necessarily anti the Prime Minister. And then Jamaican people who went to Cowbush when their mother sent them to school, coming up here to talk, about Prime Minister and bank account. Who
Go
know
Keith, coming at the box.
Prime Minister?
Request.
Who know Prime Minister? Come from Spanish Town, come from very humble beginnings, and qualify themselves, be a career politician, support Jamaica, and you are tearing down this man, right? Without tearing down this man, without any real evidence, just because you hear somebody say something bad about him, and you know, and still because of party politics, they want to tear this man down, right? And it's like, and remember I said to you, Squitty, if you listen to the conversation of the while labor rights who come into this box, they are articulate, they are smart, they put forward points and they tangle us. And when you hear these other people coming to the box, they're coming to call Prime Minister thief, they are coming to call Prime Minister. I mean, I listened to a clip today with Cliff Hughes interviewing Dr. Marshall Hall, and a couple other businessmen, right? Who were fin-sacked. One of the man said, the man from Thermoplastic, I think his name is Levy, right? He said that he went to NCB, borrow some $500,000 to clear some containers off the wharf, right? At the time NCB was broke, so he went to Development Bank of Jamaica to get the $500,000. He said he had some container with raw material on the wharf, right? To actually supply D&G and some other companies with some crates and some other stuff. And so they called him to a meeting. And when they called him to the meeting, they told him that his company was bankrupt. And he said he outlined the plan to them. He said he had some orders. Orders would come up to $2 million based on when he would have taken the containers off the wharf, right? And he has a guarantee from this company that they are willing to pay over this money, right? That's what happened. They said, no, you are bankrupt. You have to come up with the $500,000 by Wednesday of this week. And the man said he could not come up with the $500,000 by Wednesday of this week. And as a result, they said to him that, listen, we are putting your company into receivership. He said, Dennis Jocelyn, that was a man who actually was a receiver for FinSac. After they looked at him, he said to him that, listen, sir, enough raw materials and stuff to actually undertake your responsibility. But this is something that was bigger than me. And if you don't believe me, you can go to, there's an interview with Cliff Hughes, right? And Dr. Marshall Hall gave a similar account. Dr. Marshall Hall was the president, the chairman of Jamaica Producers Group, right? And there's another gentleman on the program too where they were just lamenting how it was a hold up and take away of their business, because what they did, they gave them some conditions that they know they could not meet. And because they know they could not meet it and gave them a timeline, fine, they decided that if they don't come up with the money within that time frame, they are going to take their companies away. And that in itself is criminality and highway robbery. And when I was listening to that interview today, I always hear people talking about the PNP as a criminal organization. And listening to those gentlemen, I remember I heard Godfrey Dyer who spoke about his experience too, right? I said it was really true that the PNP is a political criminal organization. Because if these men can come and give us these things about this political organization, who actually hold them up and take away their business and give it to their friends, right? It's sad, and it's something that we should not get into. And right. Mark Golden was the chief architect of FinSac because he was Omar Davis' advisor at the time. I'll land it there, Squitty.
Hold on, Mr. Barry. We have 302 people, right? We're going to play this thing where we start the whole thing about the protest. See the statement where Dennis Chung say. Wanna listen?
And according to the NT, this makes him biased.
Expert says number of accounts connected to Prime Minister is perfectly normal.
I don't think it's too regular to have 28 bank accounts. In fact, I can tell you, my experience is that if you go into several private sector businesses, you'll find that they have a multitude of accounts. Some of them inactive, and some of them they're using, but people own bank accounts for specific purposes. So it's not unusual for people to do multiple activities. If you're doing multiple activities, then obviously, one of the ways I find that people, especially non-accountant, try to reconcile their business is by having payments through different cash bank accounts. Accountants, for example, might have one account and they reconcile and adjust between, but many people, it's not unusual for them to do that. So, I heard this story about, or this comment about the number of bank accounts that are out there, and the truth is that I think really detracting from what the real substance of the argument should be, which is, what that is going through the bank accounts and how much money is in there. Because if I have 20 bank accounts, for example, bank accounts that have 100 million bank accounts, and that is a greater problem than my 28. So I don't think that the number of bank accounts is something that we really should focus on, because it really has no substance there. In fact, there are sometimes also when you go and do specific transactions with certain institutions, and they themselves will mandate that you open separate accounts. Therefore, it's not because of your own choosing why you want a new account, but they will say this is in order for you to do this product, right? Or for you to do this investment or use this checking this different company, I want an account or I want two accounts attached to it. So, I hear the argument, but I think that the argument is really at the traction.
This is
All right. Yeah, so let me ask this brother now. Hold on the office. Major Kirk. Kirk, I'm mute right now. I think you hear me just play a while ago?
That statement made because of political affiliation.
All right, Kirk.
You say him not talk about
Nobody said nothing to him, or
of course, because it's a political affiliation that.
Yeah, but him never say Andrew own. He must say if someone you listen good.
Yeah.
Let me play that.
I hear about listen me, you see enough of them program the way see happen now. Because they want to make him feel like him innocent. The positive thing is already there. Thief the money them.
All right, Kirk.
Then you thief the money.
None time we don't want to get it. You make a point, everybody get it.
What am I saying? What am I saying,
Squitty, I might time for talk, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Go on.
Oh, Kirk, open your mic. Me, I will have reason.
No, don't do that, my boss.
No, hold on.
Give me a thing boring.
Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance with him, no? Kirk.
I'm mute your mic, Kirk. Somebody want to talk to you.
Because me attack low.
Him have people
mute your mic, Kirk.
So.
Yeah, man.
Kirk, the question I'm going to ask you. You have 303 people and the person on the For You page. You come here and you accuse the Prime Minister of stealing, right? I want you to name one instances. Yeah. Hold on. If you don't ask a question, you have the answer, bro.
Hold on, I want answer you. Answer you.
Bro,
the
man asking the question.
Jesus Christ. Oh, you answer a question before. You don't know what me to ask you.
When somebody.
You want to listen to and you want to answer.
Right. You can't answer, but Kirk, you can't answer me. I'm going to ask a question.
I want to, but I can't because
so much people ask the question, so you answer the question.
Mute the mic.
You can't.
10 people attack when you're talking.
Christ. Kirk.
So I'm going to answer you now.
Kirk, you can't answer me coming to ask the question. What the question I ask you?
Go ahead and answer. 10 people attack.
Jesus, please.
One somebody make him a racial.
You want more of it.
Kirk, stop your eyes and me answer the question, brother.
All right, me stop me now.
Jesus Christ. Name me one instance where you accuse the Prime Minister of stealing. Show me or tell people one instances where the people of Jamaica can point and say, yes, the Prime Minister dip him and in a public funds
All right.
or the public funds.
In our public funds?
Yeah.
You talk about public funds. The public funds, I have no angling in that because that not come out from platform. No public funds.
So what kind of stealing?
Listen now.
What is the
you
stealing?
ask a question if you know where if you get the answer, don't talk. Listen, you have to listen to learn. Those are the two things where you know from basic school. Listen and learn.
I listen to you more.
You hear me? I say, so when you chat, you're not going to learn nothing.
No, are you?
So what I say? So you listen and stop chat.
All right, all right.
Ask the question already.
All right, principal.
You see me? There is no public fund which is publicly talked about on radio, TV, nor no media. We're talking about Usain Bolt money and the treat. Listener. All right, well, laugh but still listen because you can't. Listen what I say. All right. They're going to ask you a question when we finish. If you can answer my question when we finish, you can laugh. So I'm going to ask you a question when we finish. You see what I say? All right. Look on this. What the poor people are getting a minimum wage.
No, you are straight from the argument. No, we are straight. We are
Major, switch the argument, Major. Stick to the point.
All right. You say you want an answer and you're not listening because if you don't listen, you cannot understand. Cut a person in the middle and say,
you need to give man the answer.
Go now chatting.
No, man, stop here so different, man. Just tell me what the matter one thing, man. The blood.
Mute the mic here.
You see what I say?
So not the government ask where Andrew Thief when they say the Prime Minister.
The government.
He's the head of the government.
Then I'm the government.
He's the head of the government. The government is a body.
Argument
the government is a body of people.
Say, yes, man. Andrew government.
Andrew is the head of the government.
The time I running, man. So I ask you, I love him, man. Yeah, always say I love him, man.
Andrew Thief, the man.
Beg oration. Don't ask
Andrew make an address. I know Andrew address. Usain Bolt money.
Quit it.
He address Usain Bolt.
You the man.
All right, do you remember? $1,000 and give it. You don't know I go on here. You take 300% and give it 100%.
Yeah, mute on the mic. Mute on the mic.
Give it $1,000 and take 300%. Now you tell me now, how that good for the Jamaican as a leader?
Kirk. Yeah, with me. I am all over the place.
Always, I wait time on this, man.
Because Barry.
You can't turn an idiot into an idiot.
Barry.
Listen me. You see, as a leader, right, I'm gonna be an idiot too because a PMP me talk about as
Kirk.
I don't believe.
Kirk, remember
me I talk to the country. You say PMP the foolishness. Me I go talk.
Mute him.
One at a time.
That's how labor right is disrespectful, you know, because as long as you're not talking labor right, you know, I hear no point, you know. You hear everybody and mute him, because that's all it is. I want to play that all the time. I want to display your own behavior. As you know, if you're not on your side, you have to mute.
Are you causing?
You ask me the point and the whole I want to jump on it because I talk negative.
Yeah, quit when it's done, you're taking time.
So you say,
don't give arrest
time. Somebody attack one time.
Squitty, I feel
me. Your time for talk yet.
Squitty, I feel me.
I try to tell us on your time.
I know this man asked the question a while ago.
You don't answer the question yet. You don't answer the question I know.
Oh, we not talk. Oh, me fi answer. ask question.
Answer the question.
Ask question.
Spell number 10. Spell number 10.
Ask question. I wanna behave like when I send. I duck you back, man.
Kirk.
All right, I will know. I will understand. We are saying tap now.
I wanna duck you, man.
Hey, Orisha.
Tell me one point when me make one. Eh?
None.
What answer the man say?
I know you don't answer yet.
Yeah, because
you're chat fuckery.
All right. Tell me the fuckery. Right. Explain to me the fuckery.
Alright, let me ask you the question.
You want to talk to the man who said
alright, me
let me learn something. Let me learn something. Tell me the fuckery.
Hold on. Kirk. Simple. Just tell me anything where you know the Prime Minister take when it belongs to him. And that the man asks you, Dan.
I mean, I tell you, I take Usain Bolt money and then 200% for itself.
Hold on.
You see, when the election come, you can't laugh.
No, man, we're not talking about the
when the
election
come, you can't laugh. Because you think, say, because I want to love, people are going to love it too.
Squitty, me not get my time to talk, Squitty.
You see that party?
The PMP party is like Brazil. Every World Cup of them.
No mind about no winnings or nothing. Me about the country.
Let me tell you something, Kirk.
Uno dey for winnings because Uno dey for winning. Me no want nobody win. Because no politics can control me. Politics control is nothing. All of politics control me.
The piece of paper we are reading.
And when the politics lead you, and that's how I Africa. Me nah got no politics no lead me.
Yo,
me a black with this
I will lead you.
Marcus Garvey may I come from. And Michael
I'm mad my pipe program now.
My time.
This man only barely have enough sense to come out the road when car come.
My time to talk. My time.
Hold on.
No,
Hold on.
Orisha.
Yeah, we'll get back on track. Hold on, my brother. Orisha, come here 4 minutes.
All right, then.
Man barely have enough sense to come when Kiara come.
Hold on, Barry.
All right. I'm not take 4 minutes. I take less than 4 minutes. Me a simple say, right?
I'll give about 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
May that be reasonable. 1 minute at the less. I'm saying you can't come here and accuse Squitty of stealing something. And I can't come identify and say to the 300 people here that me can't show what Squitty is accused of stealing for. You can't come and tell me that the Prime Minister steals something and I can't show what. These are the problem that we have in a Squitty. You're going around and you drag a man through the mud about something and you can't come up with the evidence. He said this because me hear and struggle with him and me and say, Barry them and struggle. It's simple to that, ask him what is it that the Prime Minister, what is it that the country have ever accused the Prime Minister of stealing?
But if the Prime Minister turn on
and you saw have a laugh off. The only son have a laugh off. Only kill him right there, so only have a laugh. Only no one hear nothing from him answer. Say that you know I hear nothing more. That didn't come back for Squitty. For just shut him down, for sure say my idiot. And if I go to school, you know, Barry, where the whole name, let it all, where the whole school, where the whole you just look through, you know. Last time, in the going in class, and look to the whole and look to the whole class them. Where I don't know what them they call them whole up on the class black Barry. They call them whole up. In the class.
Yeah.
Right. So he was when time called for classroom, he was at those whole peeping in and they never go inside to hear anything. So I saw you have to deal with them, Barry, because this time when they look like he never usually put on a uniform.
Okay. Yeah, the man barely have enough sense to come out the road.
Hold on. Hold on before me leave. O'Keefe said them gonna bring Mr. Chung thing to court. What is it in the Constitution to show that they can bring an appointment, a legal appointment for an individual to court?
Hey, Orisha.
Let me not see that going to court.
That's the reason why they protest, because they know they got quoted.
Orisha, you know why them protest? Orisha? You know why them protest? You know why them protest, Orisha? You see that man named Dennis Strong? I want squeaky clean man. Anything when see Eric, whether from Andrew wants a mark, it'll come to light. So them don't want him to get the work. He was at Supreme Ventures board, you know. And him shake anywhere him go shake up, you know.
Well,
he made a work
Kirk,
for his year goal in a
Kirk, I that me come for ask you, so you can't talk back to Kirk, you know. Me go and listen to you.
You understand me? I say Squitty. He's a squeaky clean man. A man of principle and high standard. So what happens is that when them give that man a work here, anything that Andrew have him go and bring it to light. Him shake up anywhere him go. Him used to work at Grace Kennedy anywhere him go. A big. Me not give man my front.
As long as me not make
that is why them scared. Not nothing no labor right and no PNP. They hold on there. Squitty, you ever hear a person who complain yet?
Mm-mm.
And look on the race we are going now. Who are the most complaining? And who won election card? And the man at the opposite, the most complaining, you know. And the man we are run the race. Now complain say if man win or lose, he just taking time go and choose the same way. Call election, call when we win it quicker. Them say, party, if you're sure you're going to win, you must calm down now and go practice.
Okay, scenario question coming in back, man.
Afraid. Them want no more. Them want the country to no progress. Want it cut off now.
Run for the integrity of the people and the intelligence of the people.
Yeah, but party. Remember?
The same Jamaican people who not carry on as dunce, like they not see nothing like
who can Jamaican?
I mean, like Labour people. Because we don't give nobody no fight.
Party. You know like
nobody.
Hold on. Kirk, you like nobody but yourself. You can't say never go to the protest this man because you never it's relevant.
You got you give me wrong judgment. You
never go, man. You don't go nowhere, Kirk, man.
Go where?
You don't go nowhere.
Where?
Kirk, me can't tell you don't go no at the protest. You don't go this man.
What protest? Then did I argue with you about protest?
That means
you saw something where if win argue.
No, man.
When me you know the part. You see when me attack, me not slip off, you know. Me go on the track when me I hear the part, you know. So me I say, and you are slip off. Because me don't tell you about no protest. I know not about no Dennis Strong.
Mark present no Kirk, you Mark present. Just listen to yourself, no man. I'm not hearing me attack there, you cut me out and tell me. You did not go to the protest. You know why? You never see it relevant. You don't see it important. It never work. So now I use the quotes now. What the charge?
Yeah.
Is the man who them get a job? You see, you missed the point where the topic is about, you know. The topic is about the strong.
Get data
and every time you talk about the Prime Minister, get the message. Why you see it fit? Then do not receive this job. And that the man asks here, you know, brethren. Thief and this, who thief? Dennis are the Prime Minister. You said the Prime Minister, they to tell him one thing. You say, you say Usain Bolt money. We shall Usain Bolt there now. And big job him get to the government. And the people are bring down Jamaica. Where Jamaica man now gonna train? Una demonize the Jamaican people. Nobody can touch Jamaica. And the Jamaican people now go after. Jamaica and the land we love.
But the brethren don't love the Jamaican people from Jamaica, man. When they separate the tribal like them, we not like labor right. I never hear a labor right say boy hate PNP. It's like labor if you go hide and give back PNP country where we sell them. You know I sell my steaks in Jamaica Party. Last time I checking on my piece of title with my name, my banner and my CFC and my bird paper. Me not sell nobody it. You sell your share. Nobody no own Jamaica, man. The whole of we are an enemy. The whole of we have a country fellow people. If we act like Jamaicans, stop act like we are PNP and we are JLP and we get. And that the man them do them tribalize with. And we are stool. And then them want own the whole of Jamaica, own the whole of the business them. We stop the process, brethren.
Yeah,
right.
Prevent labor rights from
Windel.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Windel and then Jamaica.
Oh, boy. As me tell you already, say, there are some man who come on. I remember the other day, me actually go on a program and they are telling me something about Marcus. And they are telling me about, be careful with us, be careful with us. So I say, well, that's easy, and nobody say nothing to him, because for them program that. But when you come on this program back, you have to have your facts straight now. And Joe is saying, investing. That's a private business. And you don't use that thing, so you can use that for win the election. You can't do it. For the longest while, you fling mud on the wall, and if you don't notice the wall, it's still clean. Thump the man, box him, and him stand up, and a fight him can't fight. Him just not ready for you, not out yet. And that a few no problem. When I think afraid, we afraid. I'm afraid we afraid. We tell you already, we are labor right, and we are labor right from a different type of we cut from. We not in a no way, no time at all. Right? What we are trying to say to no. Another type of labor right where we say, no socialist and with a shut we mouth and say we are not labor right. We know what it is for an economy where we are grow, right? People where we put first, right? When you talk about not put people first, and we are put Jamaican first, we are let Jamaican become independent, understand, say, them can the economy where them supposed to live in. Enough people migrate to Canada and America. You know why them migrate to Canada and America? Because the economy are do well. The PNP have never in all them history grow this economy. Yet still them want the country grow. How you can grow a country unless you grow the economy? No, we take the GDP from about 20 or 30 and bring it down to 68%. We have more money for spend. The PNP has never do that. Them only believe in a borrow. Them borrow. Them don't invest in other people in the country, so they never have the money for pay back. There are times gone by where we couldn't patch a pothole without we borrow the money. That's where we're coming from. And you come up and you talk about where man thief. If the man did that thief and him have run the economy so well, then what happened to all the years, 18 and a half years, and for 18 and a half years, we never grow by 18%. We never grow by 18% in a 18 and a half. Make sure you don't have no picnic because you
listen to Louis Farrakhan last statement we make about Jamaica and Holness. Louis Farrakhan will fight to black people. So in last statement we make about Andrew Holness and Jamaica.
Louis Farrakhan fight for Jamaica. You don't have no sense. Farrakhan fight for America and him not even fight for America. Him as a Muslim. You claim say you the heights. I not even know say I never your party where you support them they run Marcus Garvey go where England so him have to run with.
This man is a madman.
And when we do send him body and bring him back, come out to bury him a hero circle. All the PMP they go demonstrate. And at the same thing gonna do to them. Right? Every time when progress are made in this country, una always come up with something to defeat the people. Una all no expect, you know. It's a socialist, but socialists no run country, boss. Another way I try to say, oh no, scrums, people now want scrums again. Your party is a scrums party. Una scrums the people and them happy and then them pick the suffer for 20 years and down a hand after on a scrape like a